Boeing workers in St. Louis are preparing for a strike after thousands of union members rejected a proposed contract. At the same time, $2 billion in new U.S. military aid has been approved for Ukraine, including $800 million for urgently needed defense equipment. In Canada, a major announcement sent shockwaves through the defense industry. Officials confirmed a multi-billion-dollar contract to purchase 88 next-generation fighter jets for decades. These deals almost always went to U.S. companies. But this time, Canada awarded the project to a coalition of foreign manufacturers, shutting out American firms entirely. Canadian pilots will soon fly jets assembled in Montreal with engines and critical components from Europe and beyond. This decision came after rising tensions over U.S. tariffs on Canadian steel, aluminum, and aircraft parts. Ottawa's move signals that Canada is seeking more reliable suppliers outside of unpredictable U.S. trade policies. The impact in the U.S. was immediate. In Fort Worth, Texas, thousands of workers at a Lockheed Martin plant saw expected orders vanish overnight. Union leaders warned of inevitable layoffs. The mood was equally grim in St. Louis, Missouri, home to Boeing's defense division. Suppliers across the Midwest and California now face uncertainty. An economist warned that more than 20,000 American jobs could be at risk. This decision isn't just about economics. It's a symbolic shift. 4 generations, U.S. fighter jets like the F-16, F-A-18, and F-35 have dominated Allied air forces, seeing Canada one of America's closest allies. Turn elsewhere is a direct challenge to U.S. prestige and raises doubts about the future of American military leadership. Lawmakers from Texas, Missouri, Michigan, and Pennsylvania are demanding answers. Local officials warn that factory layoffs will hurt tax revenues and devastate communities built around these defense jobs. Even school districts are bracing for shrinking budgets as aerospace orders disappear. The U.S. aerospace industry has long been one of the few sectors with a strong trade surplus. Every lost deal chips away at that advantage. If countries like Poland, Australia, or Japan follow Canada's lead, the consequences could snowball. Fewer U.S. export orders, higher costs for American taxpayers, and a weakening industrial base. Canada's move could also complicate coalition operations. Mixed fleets of American and non-American jets make joint training and logistics more difficult, creating friction for future missions. Pentagon planners admit they were caught off guard, having assumed U.S. aircraft would remain the default choice for allies. The ripple effects extend deep into supply chains. Fighter jets rely on parts from around the world. Titanium, aluminum, advanced electronics, and rare earth minerals. As orders shift overseas, so will demand for those materials, hurting U.S. suppliers and benefiting foreign competitors. For decades, American aerospace achievements were a source of national pride. From the Wright brothers to stealth fighters, U.S. factories were seen as the arsenal of democracy. Now, even close allies like Canada are signaling that they no longer rely solely on Washington. European manufacturers stand to gain the most. Canada's decision boosts Europe's defense industry and encourages other NATO members to consider European designs instead of American ones. This could fundamentally shift the balance of power within the alliance. Asian allies are watching closely too. Countries like Japan, South Korea, and Australia may begin diversifying their fleets if Canada's strategy proves successful. Over time, this could erode U.S. influence in key regions and complicate future coalition efforts. Financially, the stakes are enormous. Analysts estimate tens of billions in potential losses for U.S. defense firms over the next decade. These export contracts don't just create profit. They fund research and development for future technology. Losing them could slow American innovation while foreign competitors advance. Politically, Ottawa's move sets a precedent. A NATO ally has openly used defense procurement to push back against U.S. trade policies. Other nations may now follow suit, tying military contracts to economic negotiations. Washington can no longer count on automatic loyalty from allies. The U.S. must now decide how to respond. Rolling back tariffs and rebuilding trust could slow the trend, but doubling down on aggressive policies may drive even more allies toward alternative suppliers. The outcome will shape the future of the defense industry for years to come. This isn't just a lost contract. It is a warning sign that America's role as the world's leading defense supplier is no longer guaranteed.